The truth is that spirituality is a discipline. When you go to work out, when you get a diet, when you start meditating, all these things are a discipline, and spirituality is a part of that. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about spiritual derailment. So, I will define spiritual derailment as basically the act of getting caught up in knowing spiritual concepts and naming yourself spiritual, but not actually using it for the actualization of yourself, for self-actualization, or for also the advancement of your spiritual evolution. And there's an important factor here which I want to talk about really quick, which is that there's a big difference between knowing and understanding. And this is what I'm going to be talking about in one of my future videos. But basically, knowing does not mean that you understand things. Knowing is just knowing factual things. This society, Western society especially, bases a lot of things off knowing. We live in an age where we know everything but understand nothing. And so, just because you know that we are connected, or that the astral realm exists, or that psychic phenomena exist, does not mean that it makes you any more special than the person who does not know it. If you cannot apply these concepts into your life and make it so that it benefits others around you, there's no reason for you to call yourself spiritual. Yo guys, I just want to pause the video really quick and remind you to, if you're watching and you're liking what you're seeing, you're finding this helpful, just make sure to like, comment any questions you have, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Alright, but that's basically it, and we'll proceed back to the video. Okay, so how does derailment manifest in people? How does it look like? Basically, most of the time it is seen as hype, spiritual hype. A clear example would be the New Age. It basically means people like looking into astrology, tarot, crystals. It's like people just going in and like having fun with all of these things, but never actually applying them for the progression of their own self. There's a lot of spiritual people who know about spiritual concepts, but are very emotionally unintelligent. That's something that I really would need to emphasize here, that there is a big difference between those who are disciplined and those who are spiritual, and those who are spiritually disciplined. There's a lot of things here, because the whole general scope of spirituality can embody a lot of things in this day and age. But I want to cut through that and show what it means to actually be spiritual and be also a part of society, an integral part of society. And also another thing that derailment looks like is basically escapism. Connor Murphy is a very clear example of this. In his case, it almost seems psychotic.
I am, just based off of what you've posted the last couple of days, I am worried for you. I've received, countless DMs. I can't even tell you how many DMs I've received about you. I want to talk to you, see what's going on, what's changed. I don't know, because I haven't talked to you in depth. Is it for a social media stunt?
Kenny, I can't do it anymore, dude. I'm done. I'm done with the acting, bro. I'm fucking done. Kenny's acting has improved, and it's too fucking good. I can't, dude. They have to know. They have to know you're in on it, buddy.
In on what, though?
Oh, he's too good of an actor. Oh, I can't. Fuck, I can't.
Wait. So, is this a stunt? A skit?
Oh my God. Kenny, you're too good, bro. You need to go to Hollywood. Fuck.
So just because you are woke or understand certain concepts does not mean that you are in any way better than those around you. And I think this usually manifests as if, oh, I'm spiritual, so I shouldn't be angry, or oh, I'm spiritual, so I shouldn't be sad, or I'm always positive, or all of these different concepts. Basically, being spiritual means to be more human. Is it being able to connect with yourself more? And I do want to say that this phenomenon is actually makes sense. It is valid. For people to get derailed, it is actually very valid, because first off, we don't know things. We don't really know how to act when we receive these kinds of messages. We weren't taught these kinds of concepts in school, So how would we know what to do with this information if we've never been taught how to deal with this kind of information? And so basically there is some validity to derailment. I was reading this book, basically, Real Magic, by a parapsychologist, Dean Radin, and he was explaining that basically after interviewing over like 1,000 experienced meditators, 3 out of every four of them had actually experienced an increase in synchronicities as a result of their practice, and up to like 50% of them, 1 of every 2 people, had actually experienced some kind of psychic phenomenon such as telepathy and clairaudience or clairvoyance. And so these experiences are actually valid. It's a very like interesting experience to be able to see some spirits, to be able to realize that there is deeper and subtler experiences in this world, and we just don't know what to do with that. And so, the author of The Science of Enlightenment explained that as we get deeper into the source, as we get closer to the source, we actually do traverse past certain realms, certain experiences, certain realities. And if I could explain this, I'm going to put a chart up here. And basically, the physical realm is usually what we see, but then a lot of times people enter the emotional, astral realm, and that is where you see all these kinds of things, like spirits, demons. You see gnomes. I've had all kinds of experiences here, but this is just like the tip of the iceberg. And if people keep getting lost in this illusion, is because the astral realm is basically a very colorful, very illusory, and very emotional realm. If people keep staying there, they are not going to progress further down into the source, which will actually not only get you to know these realms, but also understand them, understand the cause of these realities. So what happens here is kind of like you dig deep, and then you experience this a specific reality, and so it's kind of like you move horizontally and you have fun. You get to experience this reality. You get to not understand it, but you get to know it. But to understand it, you have to get a little deeper into it, into even more subtler experiences, and that's usually what people don't do. And so the goal here is to be able to traverse through an oblique path to go both horizontally and vertically, so that you are both experiencing, but you're understanding these realms a little bit more. And I will talk about that now. Exactly what is the oblique path? What does that look like? And I can explain it through my own experience. So what does the oblique path look like? For me, it is basically, for me, just in general, I want to be able to integrate everything into my life. I want to be able to make the connection between fitness and my own confidence, and also my relationships, and try to make it so that everything builds off of each other, all right? And so when I talk about spirituality, it's the same thing. I'm going to explain it in a way where like it will be a part of something greater, right? So the way I like to explain it is as becoming the disciple. You can also understand it as becoming an actualized self, because the disciple basically embodies certain characteristics. It is let's say a person who understands reality a little bit more, and who is actually acting through that understanding. So in the book Esoteric Psychology, Alice Bailey was explaining that basically what makes up a human being is sentience, basically just the ability to experience vibration and the ability to just experience reality, and that can be seen in all sub-kingdoms such as the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, and the mineral kingdom, okay? They're all experiencing some form of reality. Then there is quality. Quality is actually what makes a human being, which is a differentiated self, seeing the self as separate, seeing the self as, or experiencing the world as separate. And then there's self-awareness. Self-awareness is basically the ability to be aware of the experience of the self. And this is actually really what I talk about sometimes, where like being lucid, being aware that you're experiencing reality and doing something with that. And then there is the integration of group consciousness, seeing yourself as part of the whole, and then from that understanding of the whole, being able to connect with the purpose of that whole, and seeing yourself and seeing how you yourself can help and benefit that whole. So it is very important that what differentiates the regular human being from the disciple is that the disciple understands that there is a purpose within the whole. You know, he or she understands that they're a part of a bigger cause, and so they become part of that cause rather than become a byproduct of it. You know, it's like they're acting from source, basically. So it serves nobody for you to be in this state of constant self-gratification, but usually that's what we see, you know, and that's why we're in the place that we're in, where there's a lot of like human beings that don't understand themselves. But what the disciple basically does is he or she converts the self-gratification, the need for self-gratification, in a way that whatever gratifies them actually is the serving of others. You know, the path here in spirituality is going to be the oblique path, where you're both experiencing, having fun, getting to know these worlds, but you're also getting deeper to the source of things and understanding why things are the way they are. And from that understanding will come your ability to move through this world in a confident, loving, and intelligent way. But that is basically it. That's what I got for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it helped some of you people understand and even be able to discern, you know, the kinds of people that you interact with and what stage in their evolution they're at. So that's basically it, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. I'm going to keep delivering content like this, so stay tuned, alright? Peace.